everybody, this is Joanne here from Los Parranderos de UWI, and we are here on this wonderful Saturday morning to talk to Mr. George Carter of Los Amantes de Parranda. He is a stalwart of the Parang, has been around for a long time, and he knows so much about folk music in Trinidad that, we had to have him on our, season this year. So this time we are going to talk about Parang in Easter. That's why we came back up, because I don't think a lot of people know or realize that there is Parang during Easter time. So while we have Mr. Carter here, he's going to give us a distinction between what we sing for Parang at Christmas time and what is Parang at Easter time. Of course, the melodies may sound familiar, but the lyrics are what may be different. Right. So take it away, Mr. Carter. And thank you.
You're welcome, and good to see my old friends here. Well, not old friends, I mean we're getting old, but friends who I know, all of us who had black hair many years ago.
Yeah, man, I'm even blonde now, but yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, well, just to start off, as a boy grew up in Bartare, I was, in a way, introduced to the Parang from my mother, who spent part of her life in Cora. And then going to school, a teacher around the late 60s, I was in secondary school, introduced this idea that if you want to teach people Spanish or any foreign language, you could use the creative arts as a cultural medium. So he introduced us to the cuatro. Well, that continued. I left school, and around 1971, I was staying with some relatives in Lupino, the Guerreros, Teacher Ben, Arta, Tanti Hildred. And in Lupino, I met icons who were involved in the Parang art form. People like Papa Goon, Sotero Gomez.
Wow, those are legends, You were lucky.
Uncle Kishoy, the bassman.
Yeah.
Gramps, who was a writer, singer. And then I realized that you can make Parang whole year. You have different times of the year and different themes. One of them is Easter. But what I remember about Easter is that we had church the Good Friday morning, or Easter Sunday, one of the days. And after church, all these men in Lupino in jackets, boy, it was a sight. If you could extract that from my head, some machine to do it. It was a sight to behold, to see these men probably for the whole year they didn't go to church, but the day Easter Sunday or Good Friday. And while the mass, after the mass finishes, started here, ching, 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 wherever it is. And then, asking questions, I realized, they're singing some of the Christmas material, but they're singing things on Easter. So in Easter Parang, what you have the story of Jesus Christ. You have the crucifixion, you have the agony in the garden, the crowning of thorns.
Basically, the Stations of the Cross.
Well, it resembles that.
Yeah.
Right? But what I could add too is that we don't have much other music in Trinidad. You could say the 3 or 4 songs I know about Easter Parang, 2 are from Lara Brothers. One is Cuando Coronado, Cuando Coronado, Cuando Coronado, el Hijo de María. That is one I know.
Yeah.
And there's another one I can't recall. And then there's one I have from Henry Pereira, with Maria Magdalena. Well, Mary Magdalene. De amo Maria Magdalena le dejo a Jesús. De a mí morirme contigo en la cruz. And he start off, escuchen señores, escuchen con atención, tanto unos versos sobre la pasión. Escuchen señores, escuchen con atención, con unos versos sobre la pasión. So he said, listen to his verse and pay attention. He's going to sing verses on the Passion. And the Passion we know has to do with when Jesus was arrested in the garden. Then the scourging or the beating, then the thorns, something like the rosary. Now, I had a conversation with a gentleman called Jose Hernandez, who is a Venezuelan living, he's neutralized. living in Trinidad. And I was asking about Easter parang in Venezuela. And he said it's similar in that you do have many compositions on Easter parang. And what they do when they go in the house to sing parang, they will sing back the same thing from Christmas. Because it's not a rule yet you have to sing when you go in somebody's house. You have to sing things on, if it's Easter, you don't have to, you could sing what you want. Because the whole idea of parang, la parranda, is people gathering and you go in and you're visiting friends, you go in by the poorer ones, you're carrying things for them, you're carrying, they'll give little food, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? A baby born, well, we could have a parang, even though the child, they know what the hell going on, or a baby christened. Or some visitor come, I have stories of visitors coming and somebody see them, and next minute they see a quattro reach, a shack reach, next minute the visitor crossing the hills, some Cora to Lupino. So again, back to the Easter parang. So you have where they're going to sing on the different aspects, biblical aspect of Jesus really in the garden and whatnot. And as I said, you only have a few songs in Trinidad with those sort of material. There's a group based, I believe, somewhere around Brazil, San Rafael. They started a program and there was a show, must be 2 or 3 years ago, where they wanted people to sing Easter parang, new compositions.
Yes, I remember that.
But
That sounds
most of the groups sang these Henry Pereira or Lara Brothers.
Do you think, though, that in the concept of writing Easter parang, that we have to stay within that structure, or we can be very creative and just create music for Easter?
You talking about that? I am talking about even the normal Christmas parang. We need, some people saying, oh, keep the folk style. But when you analyze a lot of new music in Venezuela, they have not followed the 4 line.